What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Zhilei Zhang versus Joe Joyce 2, and this was a 12-rounder for the WBO Interim Heavyweight World Championship. And this fight was Saturday, September 23rd from the Wembley Arena in London, England. And this fight was broadcasted on ESPN Plus in the United States. And in this fight, the Big Bang Zhilei Zhang does it again, getting a absolutely brutal third round knockout victory over Joe Joyce. Yeah, this was a dominant showing for Zhang up until the stoppage. Joyce looked like a shell of himself. And just like I said in my prediction video, I thought it was going to be pretty similar to the rematch with Robert Helenius and Adam Kovnatsky, where in the rematch Kovnatsky was just a completely different fighter and was just getting battered. And this is exactly what happened here. Joyce was getting battered and got brutally knocked out in the third. I had it 20-18 in favor of Zhang leading up to the stoppage. And just to break down my scorecard and how the fight was going, in the first round, Zhang, not really much was happening, but Zhang was the one pressing the pace a bit, going to the body. Joyce had a much wider stance than usual, and he came in almost 30 pounds heavier than usual, and he didn't really throw any punches at all in that first round. So I gave it to Zhang based on just being a bit more active and dictating the pace. Then round number two, Zhilei Zhang was landing some big 1-2s on Joyce, backing him up. Joyce was not landing anything back either, was just getting peppered with big shots, and he was just taking them. He wasn't really doing much back. Then in round number three, Zhilei Zhang was laying some big left hands backing up Joyce. Joyce got wobbled with a big left hand almost towards the end of the round, and I was sort of writing down my notes on the fight, and then I look up and I see Zhilei Zhang lands a massive right hook flush on Joe Joyce, dropping him down on his face. Joyce was wobbly getting up, didn't make the count, and the referee waved it off. Brutal knockout victory for Zhilei Zhang, and Zhilei Zhang is on a collision course in the past few years. At first, when he was fighting like guys like Jerry Forrest, where he was almost losing that fight, everyone was like, "Oh, this big Chinese fighter is a huge hype job," But he came back. Ever since that fight, he's been much more healthier. He said he's drinking much more water, trying to stay more hydrated. And he came back, fought Filip Hrgović as a huge underdog. He should have won that fight, got robbed in my opinion, scored a knockdown as well. Then he fought Joe Joyce in the first fight, knocked him out with the eye. Then in this fight, absolutely dominated him. So this goes in the question, what is next for Zhilei Zhang? Now 26-1-1 with 21 KOs. He is still the WBO Interim World Champion, which theoretically means he's next in line for the WBO title, but I don't think in his next fight he'll be fighting for the World Championship. But who knows, we could see him facing someone else inside the top 10. I was going to say maybe Anthony Joshua, but it's really hard to say what's going on in the heavyweight division. I mean, we have Fury fighting Ngannou, which no one wants to see in a few weeks. And then Usyk could fight Hrgović, considering he's the mandatory. So for Zhilei Zhang, it's really hard to tell what could be next for him. When it comes to the WBO, I mean, there's a lot of top contenders. There's guys like Frank Sanchez, possibly Andy Ruiz. Like I said before, Anthony Joshua. We could see him fight any of those guys maybe in the next few months, maybe in his next fight. Or we could see Zhang take on someone else who's highly ranked in the heavyweight division. I mean, really, for him, there's a lot of options, and I really don't think that Usyk fight is going to be next for him, although he theoretically should be getting the title shot next. But, yeah, I don't really think that he's going to be fighting Usyk next or fighting for the Unified Championship. I think Usyk's going to be busy with his IBF mandatory Hrgović. But we could see Zhang, like I said before, take on someone highly rated by the WBO or someone ranked in the top 10. And when it comes to Joe Joyce and what's next for Joyce, I think he's going to retire. I mean, he's 37 or 38 years old, and he was really on a hot rise after knocking out Joe Parker, but got knocked out by Zhang in the first fight, now brutally finished by Zhang in the second fight. He might have one more fight against someone who's top 15, top 10, and he could lose that, and that could really put an end to his career, but he might just retire at this point now. So overall, Zhilei Zhang brutally finishes off Joe Joyce in their rematch in the third round to retain his WBO Interim title. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.